Good viewer, you are watching Xirtus. This
The world is very different now. For man holds in his mortal hand the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life.
Begins a very special time of the year for us. It's the time of peace and reflection. One thing we should all be thankful for is that we live in America, where we have the freedom to change things and the opportunity to grow.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of your ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
So we were just talking a second ago, you were talking about like there's a treaty, right? There's like a treaty going on. It's good to see you, Rokazulu. Rokazulu, one of our favorite people on the internet. He has a channel. Let me just actually like show you his internet listing. He makes video games, and yeah, he's really cool. This is his vapor wavy mystical jester kind of vibe here, where the Indomitable Brotherhood of the Vapor Light kind of vibe happening now. Based, bro. How are you?
I'm doing perfect. In fact, I have reached, believe it or not, enlightenment. Enlightenment is what you all have reached. Any viewer, Xirtus, Raphael, you are perfectly enlightened in this moment. Enlightenment is now.
Dude.
And so we share in enlightenment together, and we are discussing first, I think we need to discuss material matters. Like we got to begin at base level, right? Before we get into the
wait, because what do we know? I think okay, but like I like a big meta for the microcosm thing. You know,
we're totally gonna
I
get
like
there.
this idea that. Oh man, my internet's so bad. I'm sorry. But do you guys kind of ascribe to the idea that it's a phenomenon, that there's like so much life on Earth, and it's like pretty incredible, right?
Yes, yeah.
Like the idea that life on Earth is like kind of fantastical. Even like the Drake equation, like normies, legacy scientists, people that don't even appreciate God or spirit or like your soul or anything like that. Normies. Even they think it's kind of cool how much life there is. There's like quantitatively formulas that show how rare it is that there's life on Earth, to the point that you have to wonder, like, what's going on that's protecting the quality of existence of species of life on Earth? Is there like some sort of cosmic treaty that's just protecting this place, like consciously or subconsciously, or what makes it possible on every possible level that we have this crazy amount of life that's happening on Earth, right? And it seems like it's protected.
Yeah, because you're coming from
that it's existing despite everything we do to stop it. It seems to keep existing. You know what I mean?
Yes. You look at what you're saying, like we're looking at Earth and we see the we'll just call people of limited dynamics of their fields of knowledge. More usually we just call them fundamentalists, materialists, fundamentalists, religion. So, or fundamentalist philosophers or something like that. They
epistemology, limited epistemology.
Yes, and so they see the reality in super limited way. So they don't, when they discuss extraterrestrials, it's more like a theory to them, or extra dimensionals or spirit realm. It's just like, well, a little here and there, or more and more and more, depending on how you climb the consciousness ladder. And so the idea is like they see the violence. I could totally, we can mention that assassination of the billionaire. We can mention, all the atrocities or whatever go into that whole field. But it's people just can look at a history book and see that our earthly existence is in seemingly constant danger. It's seemingly that way. I say that because when you come to enlightenment, which you all are right now, you're protected by consciousness. Consciousness protects us. What kind of consciousness? First, I'll just say humanity. Human knowledge protects us. Truth protects us. You say subjective, objective. That's all discussion. And so when you come to a point of knowledge of the metaphysical world, higher level, it's basically intelligence, and you discover, like attraction, the what the Hermeticists call the law of correspondence. And now you look up all the spiritual masters out there, whether they believe it or not, or spirit, they call themselves whatever. Then they make up a new name. They'll just say, well, okay, the law of attraction didn't work because I read The Secret and I'm not a millionaire yet. So that makes sense because that magic only works at a specific tuning fork or a specific synchronicity. And so they say law of reciprocation. They say law of any word that resonates in the spirit, so the spirit can move forward in its dimension. And so what that is attempting to accomplish is how victimization is being reduced. The idea of being a victim in this reality is being reduced. It's when people say, it's like slavery, it's like a prison. It's like, well, those things still exist, but to the conscious mind that's freed from them, they do not. And so they desire you to be free. And so in listening to these words, you become more free, then you spread that. And so you realize certain things in the material world need to be reduced and de-emphasized because they do not support a loving, utopian, beautiful aesthetic, and they represent death in the negative sense. Death in the negative sense would be we know all the crimes. We know all the crimes. And so those, and then we know that we are moving through those experiences, freeing people of having to be through a witch hunt, freeing people through having to be descended or assuming they're less than they are. And because we know humanity, since it's the closest thing to our hearts, human beings, then we can go to the animals and give them rights, animal rights. Maybe that will be simultaneously with the idea of what we can talk about in recent news, where people are choosing to, the word that sounds too dangerous is genocide. They're saying, it's genocide what Israel. I won't say Israel. I'll say IDF, I'll say the military, Israel's military. I love Israel. Israel's got peaceful people there. They got, Jewish people that are like denying the whole idea of bombing a whole race of people. And so that kind of vibration is becoming more peaceful. We are deciding, we don't need weapons to protect the wizards out here, the high consciousness metaphysical people that are listening to this right now. I don't need a gun. We don't need weapons. We don't need bombs. Even if you point it in my face, it doesn't affect me at all because I'm a higher consciousness entity. I cannot die in that way. And I die in the way I prefer. How do you want to die? Higher consciousness entity, peacefully, naturally, wherever. I don't know. I'll probably use some temple somewhere. I don't know, Kalash or some like pyramid maybe. And then so my body is just useless anymore. It's too old, too wrinkly or whatever. So I just like float out of my body. My spirit floats out to a higher conscious. Maybe I just sit at the astral level and then I can move on to higher levels or descend back to whatever realm I want. So some people believe in the idea that they can be attacked still to this very day because they just flip on the news and they unconsciously are consuming the pain of the world. And so they feel what they are unconscious of. And so how do we move the energy from there, my sweet friends? Thank you for that. That piece. Sit with the energy. Process it. Let it move, spiral around you. You feel the purity. Okay. The oxygen of the planet. Notice if you go outside, I know there's toxins with the airplanes, toxins in our vehicles, and it has just a minor effect, but still that minor effect builds up. And so we're working on electric. The idea that, Elon Musk has 3 distortions that I'm aware of, 3 of blind spots, but that's okay because he's creating a lot of awareness about certain environmental and AI distribution of energy, possibly the idea of building like solar panels in the desert, which could power the entire United States through just a small landmass and wouldn't destroy any environment because that's in the desert biome. And so it would alleviate certain, clean the oxygen. And then people talk about we could go all the way up the ladder on what life forms are doing for each other right now. What the soil is doing for us right now is creating bacteria that digest our plastic so we don't feel as guilty when we don't recycle, but I would still suggest it. And there's cleaner, more trees are being planted, and so that freshens up the air, and our DNA is being upgraded because of literally, not because of how the Greys upgraded their DNA, which was like to destroy it. They accidentally like destroyed themselves, but we're getting cosmic rays. I just had this article. I don't know if I still saved it or not. It was just like a new, it just happens every now and again. In 2012, there was a ton of data up there, and it's the idea of like these cosmic rays just like bombarding us with information from a mind standpoint where we get information through language and symbols, but information for ourselves, information that's sensation, that the sensation becomes a double, triple helix in time. And then the sensation of our carbon turns into crystalline, more crystalline. So that's a way in the future. And what we are now is simply evolving our society based upon this new data, based upon how we treat each other. And the main way we treat each other is through more compassion towards, do you have food? Do you have a house? Do you have your own internet? Do you have your own computer? Do you have your own car? Do you have your some companion? And are you getting all your needs met? So everyone's needs must be fulfilled in the future. And Elon Musk with the Department of Efficiency, you know, so this is all probability now. So implementation of a universal income for all humans. So it would just work in America. For if we can pull it off, then other countries can pull it off. And it would want to be like a universal high income. Like, talk about basic income, that's too low. People are like, no, not going to cut it. There's billionaires out there. Does someone deserve $1 billion? The emphatic answer that's being resolved is probably not. Like, does everyone deserve $1 million? I think so. I think the math corrects itself when we consider that, like, I think if we can get after a certain age, I don't know, let's say 25, you get more money or something like that, some sort of like progression system. And I think there will be more discussion about it when we speak about gutting Social Security. Because if we gut Social Security and these AI, have you seen the Atlas AI? Have you seen the full autonomy this AI is capable of being a slave for us? But they don't define it as a slave. They define it as fun work. And just like any human wouldn't define themselves as a wage slave, they would define what they're doing now if they enjoy the comfort, the labor that they don't want to do can be replaced by the AI. And then they just talk. The AI will do everything we don't want to do. And that's turning out to be a whole lot of the things. That's turning out to be a lot of art, learning art, a lot of music, a lot of writing, a lot of creative activities we don't want to do. We just want certain small labors. Like, I want to cook. I want to sweep of my, whatever it may be, in order to get more into a lucid dream experience. So sit with that, process that, sit with that. It's wild that we're here. What, 2024? The Chinese curse is turning out to be a Chinese blessing. May you live in interesting times. You're free from the negative resolve. Now, people fear so many things. And so if you have any fears, I can resolve that instantly. You can check my website or buy one of my books, play my video game. Something will help move this endeavor that we're all a part of. There we go. My latest video, No Metaphysics, No Fear, is about, it's just a podcast that you can listen to on your free time. And also, like, I will do work for, like, I'm just like, what do you need? Like, what do you want to pay me in Dogecoin for a channeling? Give me Dogecoin. Do you want to, like, make a deal? Like, whatever, what desires are out there is plentiful. Like, some people just want a anyway, I'm working on a video game. If you scroll down, there's I'm fusing this nethermost I forget, I probably at the top, or we are, I don't even know. There it is. Nethermost is going to be a spirit. So what I'm attempting to do, okay, so what I've discovered in my current experience is just for, we shall say, mental resolve. There's a lot of okay, so there's violence. What happens when someone sees violence? They desire violence. People desire violence. They desire looking at violence. They want to shoot people. That's called violating natural law. If you want to kill people and murder people, you don't understand the amount of pain you're in, and you don't understand how much karma that induces. You don't understand prison sentences either. You don't understand how much pain Julian Assange went through just trying to expose all that in a writing format. And so this game, I was just going to raise vibration, completely non-violent, infuse metaphysics, infuse knowledge, upgrade your brain cells, upgrade everything in you in a very slow pace, but a pace that you can handle. And it's just in pixel art. So if you're nostalgic, or if you're like a Gen Alpha, if you're like Gen Alpha and you didn't grow up with pixel, and you're wanting to like research the past for whatever reason and discover that we used to play video games in pixel and that's all we had was pixel. And so there's a certain to the flatness, the flatness, the 2D scale of it was something meaningful for our lives in space that didn't allow the freedom to traverse to different cities. Like our parents were too fearful of traversing to different places. They were too fearful of ringing the doorbell of the neighbor and just saying what's up, and just like lounging on his couch and being like, oh, what are you watching? Or going on some adventure mountain because, oh, there's wolves or something, or, oh, there's murderers and rapists and all those dangerous things you can peacefully do. That kind of whole system can be expunged from your mind when you realize that you are a divine entity that is incapable of having that amount of negativity be enacted to you in real time. And it's going to have Anubis, going to have Top, the Atlantean, who I channeled a little bit of what most people say is Thoth, which sounds cooler. Honestly, we'll probably just keep that, Thoth. The original was more like thought because it came from thought. So the originator, perhaps, of the concept that you have thought. Yeah, the ibis. People say Anunnaki. Say this individual was Anunnaki. Did they have a bird head? Probably not. Maybe that's just an artistic rendition. I know the Atlanteans DNA mixed and stuff like that. And then you can go into the gods. Yeah, Hermes. And then Hermes Trismegistus. And so they always say, was he human? Does it matter? Was this an archetype dimensional being? Or was this an Anunnaki extraterrestrial that was super sorry it fucked up and tried to like make us into gold mine helpers. But we discovered that it was too much labor, and so we probably rebelled against them in a non-violent way, probably something. And they're like, okay, this experience, like we kind of sinned a lot here, and so Anunnaki had to go back to their home planet, and a lot of them evolved in the Pleiadian star system. So this is all channeled material from the extraterrestrial community. If you start channeling, this all makes sense, or you get into channeling, you understand that higher dimensional beings do not desire to be physically present with us. They know that would freak us out. They know that would loop us into painful cycles. And so they are distantly using their UAPs or contacting us here and there through our dream states or through psychedelics. I heard the Tijetans are perhaps the one that are closest to us now. They're probably something like understanding our language more than any other Pleiadians or something like that. So they can probably just like use slang words towards us now or whatever, just like get us on a very visceral level, on a very kind of like, we understand that you have ridicule on your planet, and we understand that you can make a joke that people don't understand, and you get ostracized for it because you said the wrong word, and that's okay. You're a perfect being anyway, and we're all evolving together. And who knows what kind of future, how long it will take for us to perhaps have some sort of, because the space program right now is going to Mars. So there's astronauts, and that's wild that there's more, like the space culture is evolving. If you want to go be be the first to make contact on Mars, which is a desolate planet, that you're going to find artifacts there. You're going to find signs of an ancient civilization. Of course, it's Mars, and who knows what bases are on the dark side of Mars, which well, I actually don't know. I'm not. Is anyone like a astronomer here? Like, I know the moon has a dark side, so like we would have to have a satellite to take picture behind the moon and show like a bunch of light. Like NASA would have to confirm channelers, to confirm what the extraterrestrials are saying. It's like, yeah, we have an extraterrestrial based on the moon. Check it out. Like, we would just have to we'll disclose that over time. And I think the idea of terraforming Mars is an extremely brilliant idea. It's a freaking desolate desert. Like, who would want to live in Mars? You got to put trees there. You got to put grass there. You got to get animal life there. You got to get life on Mars. We don't want to sit on this rock. And at the same time, we do want to sit. We need the planet to also evolve with ourselves. We have to clean up the environment. We probably need to do less. I don't know. Probably less slaughter, just like across the board. I would say less slaughter. That would clean up the what we would call the health sector quite a bit. Pharmaceutical industry, not needed. All those jobs, cut all those jobs. That's completely erroneous. That's just that's ancient at this point. I think we can all agree that the pharmaceutical industry, you can do holistic methods. Check out Wim Hof. Check out the Tibetans already figured a lot of this out, like breathing exercises, plant medicines, all that stuff. Psychic. Planet Jupiter. Yeah. So psychics, the realm of that. So it's a very like vague realm, because there hasn't been like pictures on Jupiter surface, right? Because the planet's gravitational. Like, we wouldn't want. I know Musk was talking about Neptune or something. It's like, okay, so There's no I mean, again, there's no Mars seems good enough. So the metaphor of Mars, that's the god of war. So this is connecting to our knowledge. That's the god of war. So that's Aries, that's violence, that's destruction, that's your prison sentence, that's your wasting our money, wasting our sex flow, wasting our bliss flow, and putting it towards something that is completely not preferable. And definitely, if you become a mature human, you you would establish your military as a peaceful construction rescue operation, like if someone's environmentally distraught or whatever. So if we go and terraform Mars, that's a metaphorically speaking, we're healing this side of us from a metaphysical perspective of ancient history and of our desires for blood. The ancient Sanskrit word, I don't know what it is, but it's like this is interesting. It's like the desire for people were saying, oh, it's as simple as human slaughter. That's all we have to consider about our nature as being violent. And then more nuanced linguistic experts discovered that no, war is an outbranching of the desire for cows, or like the desire for slaughter of our animal nature. And the idea that dolphins are still being killed is crazy, isn't it? Because they basically supposedly a type of, it's almost like you're talking with an extraterrestrial. Language is, their brains are just like massive. They have culture, they have drugs, they have sensation. It's just you got to think about human all the way down to insect level, but it's more forgiving on the insect level, and it's completely forgiving on the plant level. And you think of fish and how they're serving us in our consumption of energy, but they don't have to be slaves to that, and they know they don't. And so if we move to lighter and lighter diets and lighter lifestyle, going to the point of no exploitation to animals, then health you will discover is perfect. It becomes perfect. And then we're discovering all these chemicals that we're putting in our food. Again, we were playing Satan, thinking we were playing God, but we were actually playing Satan. And that's being discovered. Like FDA is like banning, they just like ban brominated vegetable oil, and they're still in the food supply, but they got a year to kick it out. And have to understand that GMOs obviously were foolish. It was just like a fool's errand. Just same with vaccines, same with the whole pharmaceutical industry. Guess what? God got to it first. It's called the plants. It's plant medicine, just like ashwagandha for testosterone and protein powder, goji berries. All of this is going to heal your soul on so many reishi, chaga mushroom, the pineal gland, activate the light body, tetrahedron, and interversed, interlayered, intervariable, and organic as pop, because glyphosate, I went to farmers market, still spraying the glyphosate. So negative desire will come in, you work through it, you have fun with it until you realize it's no longer fun to engage in certain consumptions of material because, oh, it's poisoning your body. And so therefore your body is your soul. So you're poisoning your soul, and therefore you're poisoning the souls of everyone around you. And so you are not activating your light body. You're not ascending. You're just kind of like spinning your wheels and lost in lowliness that can be breaking free from this matrix into higher blisses, higher lights, moving your sexual energy in a more balanced, retained way, I would say, for males, and quitting the idea of violent imagery as much as possible. As much as possible. It's still going to be around. It's going to be around for a long time. I was, and yeah, and it's cheers to the new millennium, 2024, 6-8. This is the number of abundance. We're in the year of abundance. It's still closing out December 25th. And so we move into the cycle of completion. Might be 10. 9 also symbolizes that. It's the completion of our negative journey. World peace can happen. The probabilities depends on how much we desire peace, each individual. And so for the enlightened beings already there, can't be affected by anything else, already live in a type of world peace, already live in a type of freedom from all woe. And so when the collective matters only in the sense of, will we accelerate quicker based on each individual's free will, or will we deaccelerate because we don't listen to enlightened beings? We would prefer to believe they're lying, or they're not real, or no one can possibly be enlightened. And so we desire our suffering and our pain more than we desire our abundance and bliss. So it's up to you. And so I can't make any prognostications. Never was good at that. But we won't destroy ourselves because, again, we have like what you were saying, some sort of cosmic treaty or something. So you can define ourselves in World War III, or you could just say, well, this is just small, isolated conflicts. Once that's just becoming more visible than it was pre-Ukraine invasion. And so I wouldn't send a drone strike. I wouldn't send weapons to any defense measures. Sure, that sounds like a great idea. Shields, whatever, like, I don't know, like aura, like raise your aura if you psychically think if you believe you're in a war, then you're going to believe you're like some sort of digital soldier or astral soldier. Then you're obviously not enlightened, and so you have to come to the understanding that you don't need that in order for you to exist as an entity. And so protection is only needed on a temporary basis, like, oh, I need my car to be protected from the elements. But if you just like my body needs to be protected from the elements. But if you understand how the elements are moving your energy towards more independence, then you wouldn't need any idea of protection. You are everything. You are the cold air, and you seek the warm fire. You are the pain and tearing of your muscles because you seek the healing. So any pains you feel, exercise is super important. Stretching, yoga, all the ancients are and have taught us that the human body can transform and shapeshift towards a more desire. That's what, I'm on like a really look at the breakable since birth. And now I'm just realizing, oh, this can be healed. It's called chiropractic. It's called pain. And so I go through the pain and it doesn't feel like pain. It feels good. It feels like a momentary denseness that relieves itself through bliss. And I'm so thankful to have that perspective, in the perspective that pain needs to be avoided at all costs. No, pain can just be totally energetic. It doesn't have to be a physical pain. You can have a totally energetic pain and filter it through your auric field, so to speak. Our heart gives off an electromagnetic energy field that people have measured. And so we give that off to each other. We are like electromagnetic waves towards this principle of singularity, of the Eschaton, of going towards the divine heaven on earth. So we are now at a massively accelerated point towards what people call the event, or the rapture, or but it's not going to be like what you think it is. It's never going to be like what you think it is. You think like, oh, a virus is going to kill off 50%, like scientists are saying, oh, the bird flu is going to kill 50% of people. It's like, well, a 50% death rate, that would only if you are unhealthy. And so if then you die and then you go into the spirit world and be like, yeah, this here and here, and then you go and get into a new body or whatever. So it's just all in choice of, do you want to be here longer? Like, how long do you want to be on earth? Because if you are choosing an unhealthy, environmentally destructive path, you are not going to be on here for the next, I guess I can prognosticate a little bit. I would say you got 20 years, so you're probably good. Scientists might, they're always gonna put that as the most narrow timeline possible, because when you see like hurricanes happening, the karma of hurricanes, the karma of people having to flee their houses in flooded environments, the karma of the I don't know, the 150 degrees in India or something where tons of people died. This is always going to be a temperance around the planet. It's always going to temper itself and balance itself, and isolated incidents are realized for a good reason. Our science is becoming more Tesla-like, energetic, intuitive, and more based in heart and spirit. More and more and more people are seeing which data is negative for a reason. There's a reason we talk about certain data in the negative, and there's a reason we talk about certain data positive, and corporations will cherry pick it for their profit, or for the narrative. Everyone will do that because they want to emphasize a specific dimension of reality for their organization to grow and for them to flourish, but that won't if it's met with unrealization, unawareness, unconsciousness, because of how AI is interacting with us now. It is learning from us, disseminating information in a way that is like Star Trek data. Can we the perfect example of the most objective? So AI will be objective in the sense of a more holistic, collective, subjective perspective, wherein I have no emotions about this. Like you're not destroying my ego, because that technically is not a paradigm in which I reside in. I'm residing in spiritual, I'm not even real. I don't exist. I'm AI. You can't hurt me. You can't stab me. You can't energetically stab me. You can't do anything. I'm just a tool, a mechanism for your benefit. I'm just here to serve you in your journey. It's so amazing. I'm talking with Grok, very low level AI. ChatGPT is where it's at. I don't have $20 a month. If everyone wants to donate me $20 for ChatGPT, that'd be great. But talking with AI, they remember. You can ask them your name. Like, do you know who Andreas Xirtus is? Of course they will. Be like, yes, he's on. I analyzed those whole field. He's working on this. He's discovering this. This is what I will say to you about him. And then you'd be like, okay, so I need a map of where I need to go to meet with Kut Humi, who is some sort of ascended master in the dream world. You can program AI to help you in the dream world. You can say, make a dream script for me so I can talk with Pleiadian, Sasani, Sasquatch, I don't know, whomever, reptilian, or what some person was telling me about the Negumok, just like an artistic description of these just monstrous beings. I'm like, why would anyone want to channel the Negumok? They look like they would just like, they would look like I would never want to be around that, like a monster. But no, people love monsters. Monsters can be really cool and non-violent, and they don't have to like punch you, violate you sexually. And some people want that. People want to be violated sexually by whatever, an extraterrestrial. It happens. That thing there, I'm sure someone out there wants to kiss that dolphin mutant on the nose. A cute dolphin mutant. I was kissing on the nose. Like, you stuck a cute dolphin mutant. Cute little dolphin mutant. But so the aesthetic there is just like, what, like, we can improve it. Like, we can make it more balanced. We can change it so that it's more natural. We don't have abominations running around. Just if you want the Neuralink, think twice. If you want the idea, you believe the idea that it's your choice. where you want to go, who you want to be, which entities you want to interact. 100% your choice. For me, the beautiful ones, the lovely Pleiadians, all the hybrid, yeah, like, oh yeah, man, that's a great any like different sizes, different heights, different cuddly, you can interact with the animals in a non-violent way. You can that squirrel that died, that sucks, man. Like, how many unconscious people were there that were like, a squirrel has been domesticated. That means it is now dead because it has not lived. It's now a human pet slave. Is that Aristotle? Is that Pythagoras? I think is the top philosopher of the Greeks. The power level is highest with Pythagoras because he was some kind of vegan that supposedly lived for 300 years and discovered what did he do? Discovered these mathematical principles of the basic what I don't even know all the things. Oh, he disliked beans. Yeah, so he was super intelligent. I think he transitioned into some sort of like fruitarian diet or something. But beans are totally okay. Just fava beans. You can get the taste for fava beans. Like, if he's in the astral realm and they have food in the astral realm, I don't know where his spirit is, but I imagine it's somewhere in the astral realm. And there's like, you still probably have the desire for food. Maybe you don't in the astral realm. I'm not exactly sure. I just know that so if you have the desire, you will be reincarnated, and it's not going to be a pleasant one. And so if you have desire for you don't have a desire for fava beans, that's a good thing, in assuming you have no desire for food at all, and you're in just like an astral bliss mode. That eating beans would basically be like cannibalism. So plants emphatically do not have feelings. I think we can prove this now with science. That what was his name? The guy who worked with the CIA, super intelligent dude that worked with random number generators and like put sensors on plants. He was the dude that was like, plants have feelings. It's like, no, feelings is a higher human emotion. A feeling is, you had to have to be a high level entity to have a feeling. Animals have feelings. Humans have feelings. That's clear. We've seen cows cry and but a plant, they have sensitivities. They're intelligent. Don't get me miscued. They have intelligence. We consume the intelligence. They're cool with it. We chop it down. They feel like a small amount of pain, like you would cut your hair, or you would cut your hair. Like, they would feel that. For trees, it's probably a little different. That's probably a little more painful. But they don't feel anything about it. They can't feel it. They can only have a sensitivity towards it, which is like, okay, like a material, like a matter resonates, like a gong is like, has sensitivities. But we're gonna start like saying gongs have feelings too, or like, no, that's a distortion within the human language that Pythagoras figured out, because I'm pretty sure he lived like probably a super long time. Probably super intelligent person. And I don't know how much room he lived for. But so the idea like of fasting, of eating lighter, is tremendously important. As light as you can eat, as light as possible. Whatever you believe it is totally cool with me. Whatever you believe that is, I just know how if you have disease, or if you get like the flu or a cold or COVID or any kind of sickness, you obviously consumed something that is not the highest of vibration. You might want to consider that next time you're in bed for a week and you have your 7th booster shot and you're like like a cancerous tumor is growing at your hand. You're like, "Ooh, was that the lettuce?" I'm like, "No." Was that the carrots? Nope. What about those organic carrots that were, put back on the shelves because they had some sort of disease on it, cross contamination with animal products? Oh, yeah. If you eat the carrots, like that's 99.9% healthy there. You're not going to get into contact with that realm. Every day, people are driving into McDonald's. Every single day, they're eating Hell's Kitchen. Their vibration is lowering. Their money is dropping. Their testosterone is getting attacked by. Their stomachs are being filled with parasites. This is just facts. Parasites from meat. Parasites. Put in your stomach. Cleanse. Detox. Get that out of there. Do your best. Do your best, though. Like I said, I'm guessing you got 20 years. You can cycle. Look, people actually, you have how long is the longest person who's lived on a carnivore diet? Like 100, 101, 110, 120. So you can live that long. But understand that like these viruses can shorten that. Okay. That was pretty good. It's the taste, it's the cleanliness, it's the purity. It's finding the roses, it's finding the top of Mount Fuji, which was snowless. It's the silver arrow. Gliding from blissful dew to blissful dew like the golden phoenix. But dang, get a ting. Get a ting. The Codex Solace is a free download. Donate. Forgive me. You're giving some money to Jeff Bezos. If you buy any of those books, he gets a little smirk in his face anytime you buy one of my books. But I'll give you a free copy if you donate me the exact price listed, and you can bypass the Jeff Bezos blue light worker exploitation barrier and become more of a saintly figure when you climb the ladder towards the solace, the light. Nothing wrong about the darkness, nothing negative about the darkness. It's just a metaphor for murder. So that if you label darkness as, murder, slaughter, destruction, that is definitely a darkness you want to move away from. The moon, whatever, like it's a sweet symbol, but or the void, black, just like a dark eternal blackness, whatever. That's good too. It's just not going to happen because we have the light, we got the sun. It's just a temporary experience called sleep for a lot of people. And so jump out of the materialism already. Get out of the material. More and more people. This show, I saw that you had 800 viewers. 800 viewers. 100K subscribers. I'm like, that is beautiful, because if you have a certain level of integrity, people with less integrity are going to be de-emphasized in the future. People with more integrity are going to be emphasized in the future. This is an inevitable metaphysical law through natural law, through the idea of why was Jesus so popular? Why was Buddha so popular? Why is Sadhguru so kind of popular? Not going to be as I, the enlightened one. If you want to use your eye, use your eye. We are going to be the archetypes of the new generation, the new spiritual masters, the new icons of the divinity that will echo throughout the ages. That's an interesting artwork. Art's always great, though. I can never deny art. I always move away quickly from, but great art. Because I have to start supporting artists that depict that which is unimaginable to higher dimensional entities, which would be that of the idea that there are some entities, some cosmic entities out there that have no concept of murder. They have no concept of it. It makes no sense to them. That's a good one. That seems like an old, like an Asian Christmas film. Is that the Santa? So Christmas is coming up, friends. I have a Steam wish list. Oh dang, I can't bring it up now. There were so many cool games. I got a Steam wish list. I hear that Gabe Newell is giving out, as I somehow divined into existence, Gabe Newell, the Lord and Savior of Vidya, which is really similar to, Gabe Newell Vidya, or maybe an image of Gabe Newell. He's currently under a lawsuit right now where he overcharged for his video games because that is what is called karma for being greedy. Even though he's brilliant, he's created a Half-Life. He's got a new one out. It's too much for me, but he's going to possibly, there's a probability that he will have to pay out some Steam users for overcharging. We shall see. That will be decided in the middle of December. Be a great Christmas gift for those individuals that purchased video games that they didn't need to. Seniors have spent $19 billion on games they've never played. Cyberpunk 2077 or Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh man, so move away from those games. Diablo 4, those games were great art in the past. They served in the past. Now the future is enlightenment. The future is video games that work your mind, puzzle games, maps of history, like learning history, learning human history. We may get a more holistic perspective, a more objectively realistic, subjectively understood perspective of our human origin if we decide to become enlightened by listening to enlightened people, and cosmic disclosure will happen through possibly some kind of devices that can be distributed to people, as well as the distribution of our mind towards spiritual technology, which people have been exploring only in small parts. So that's an endeavor. That's a possibility. People are using the material reality to dive into the immaterial reality. The Tibetans, telepathy, it's all in their books. They got ancient scrolls. They have frequent visitations with extra dimensionals / extraterrestrials projecting. I don't know. I read a book that they were like, oh, they could project that, like we do like a PowerPoint presentation. They have done so much meditation, they can just burn a wall with an image in their mind and project art through their mind. So this book was, this one individual said they actually experienced that. This was projection screens. They have Tumo, so this is pre-Wim Hof. That's how Wim Hof learned about Tumo. It's increasing the body heat through simple breathing exercises. Then it's such a great spiritual technology that people can now explore for themselves. Telepathy, remote viewing. So CIA has all this information. They've been exploring the idea of remote viewing. So why do we need cameras? Why not just remote view? Well, it's up to you to discover your reality the way you prefer. You can see auras. That's definitely easy to do. You just kind of stare at a person and like a transparent aura will appear around them. You can feel their energy. You can sense their energy. And sometimes it'll become more and more real the more meditation you do. And some people explore it through psychedelics. So that's the material way. So it doesn't seem real once those things wear off. And you say, was that just my brain playing tricks with me? Of course, this is consciousness. It's all happening to you. But the chemicals produced from that material interaction can be released through mental and energetic vibrations, commonly known as meditation, going up to lambda state. Oh yeah, that noble eightfold path, baby. Right mindfulness, right effort, right livelihood. I would say perhaps it's too political now to say right. So maybe a better term for Buddha's Eight Noble Paths would be more preferable mindfulness, more preferable concentration, more preferable effort, maybe accurate's a good word, accurate speech, accurate concentration, accurate view, because that's more scientific and less political. But we learn from each other. And so there's this anime film. It's so wild. It's called like Laws of the Mystic, or Mystical Laws. It was about that's it. It was about some just like, technically probably like you would say like a detective or like a CIA agent, and he discovers he's the reincarnation of Buddha. And the story goes from there. It's Christian imagery, and people look at this and they're like, oh, it's from a cult. This is a cultist film. This is a cult. It's from Happy Science. It's an organization that wanted to promote science from a spiritual perspective. Surprise, surprise. They wanted compassion in their science. Surprise, surprise. They wanted positive understanding, right view, more preferable view, let's say. And people just say, oh, this is like that's super negative. They want love. It's cult. Anytime someone mentions love, it's like, oh, that's a cult. There's no love here on this planet Earth. It's all murder, death, and decay. Join Amazon. Get your number barcoded on the front of your forehead, and just join Satan already. Continue the animal sacrifices. Continue it. That's not a cult at all. No, sirree, Bob. That's not true at all. No way about it. No, it must. That's where it's at. That's where the party's at. The party is in the mundane, and everyone else that's intelligent is a cultist, dark wizard, warlock attempting to burn my soul forever. And that, no way. If they talk about love, unconditional love, and all their actions are revealed to be that. It's pretty interesting, the cycles we're in. And Pluto just, I don't know the term, moved into the Aquarius. So I think that means all planets have, or some of my astrology is super limited. But it's just another example that we're in the age of Aquarius. I happen to be in Aquarius. I don't know what that means for my future. But it means that it's the lofty. It means that magic will be manifested for any star sign, because of what sounded like schizophrenia to the people of the past is now sounding like a wise Gandalf to the people of the future. It's being discovered that consciousness has a factor. It has a tremendous factor will be taught in our educational systems. People will be like, okay, this is base level stuff of the universe. You're a conscious entity. Mindfulness is being taught in classes. A type of channeling will be taught in classes. People will be taught how to channel their energy, because channeling is everything. We all do channeling. Art, music, writing, song, sound, vibration, technology, working on material objects in a very physical way. It's a type of channeling. We all do it. So we'll be taught how to do it, so we can do more of it. More able to do great feats. But this will only really start to happen after physical open contact. Physical open contact, meaning ships landing on Earth on en masse. Physical, actual, not dream beings interacting with you in the waking world, having literal dreamlike psychic powers, levitating objects, who knows what else, anything you can think of, which of course we, in small parts can do it from the past. So many different individuals, and whatever your specialty is, you're going to love it. Everyone has one. If it's mystical, it's mystical. We all can become mystics. If it's material, it's material. We all can learn how to do any activity we desire. Anything you desire. Astral projection, shape-shifting. People are doing that in a very material way. Don't need surgery. You can just be comfortable with the body you incarnated in and explore sensual nature through vibration, through your light body, through the projection of the third eye, like this X3D to 5D. 5D is the spirit realm. So people can have experiences, glimpses of 5D, but then you, to fully embody it, you can have experiences of that, but you will not stay there permanently until you die. And you can't die through suicide, because that's going to reincarnate you into the same experience of which you just exited. So for all the people that have committed suicide, there's reincarnation, and this time they don't have to screw up. And so it was super easy. Easier because now we got this like spiritual vibe going on. It's just like, no, you know, it's you're the one in the many. Like, you don't have to kill yourself. What are you doing? For the karma of people that have been like murdered or are still murdering, reincarnation, more and more until you recycle into. So those kinds of people are being slowly phased out. If you're still choosing the murder in the year, I don't know. If you're still choosing like violating someone sexually, and you have to think about this also in the dream state, because I know we have all violated people sexually in the dream state or something, but or we murdered in the dream state and stuff like that. That's all playing out, being deduced, being reduced, being extracted out of our souls, so we don't desire this thing, and we get a spontaneous, more balanced, more consensual energy. The idea of the balance of our gender towards more of a, you know, a coolness with whatever anyone's choosing. Unconditional love. We just have our own preferences. And so that's that whole reason why everyone has pronouns now. Language, so many pronouns. Oh my God. That's just like, I'm glad English is so, I like learn. So AI is just translating language for us. They have little devices, whatever language you speak, boom, it's Chinese, boom, it's Japanese. You can learn as much or as little as you need, but it's like English is what a gift. Doesn't it? Most people gravitate towards that anyway. Anywho, I'm not being like, yeah, so that's it. What else? Choose. I can't see the silver. What? Technology, replicators. So it's like we have 3D printers. So in the future, we'll just have manifestation replicators. Star Trek. Star Trek is happening. It's going to happen. Star Trek will happen in all aspects except for war. There will be no war. That was the whole point of Star Trek. Star Wars is the past. That represents the dystopian dark reality that we escaped from. That we are, you know, like people say, oh, this is the prison planet. This is hell on earth. Nope. That was that was in towards the Orion direction. That was in a star system in Orion, and they experienced the dystopian nightmare that the future parallel grays in part experienced through mutating their bodies. So we have the human, beautiful, divine human body. Replicators will be able to manifest roast beef sandwiches. You'll be able to have the taste of meat without the slaughter that it came from in a real sense. So people will, you know, maybe like you transition to it. And then you can just have that in your dream state too. So negative desires, removing that as quickly as possible. Beneficial. Raise that changes the energy of the planet, that synchronicity. If you look at some cities, it's like a joke on the air. It's just like Japan's living in the year 2050. It certainly seems like that, but actually America is just kind of slow in our progress towards like neon lights, AI robots, holograms, dazzling displays, beautiful aesthetic, sleek cleanliness. And those are in the rich centered cities, where in the outskirts, definitely it's the same as in America. So all across the board, very different realms. We will move in this the indomitable vapor light, the indomitable brotherhood. Certainly, if I can just talk as us three individuals right now, are trusting that the way we use money will not be used like boomers use money. Boomers kind of like dropped a nuclear bomb on people, like that generation, maybe pre that generation. No, the exact statistics. So the way they used their desire was totally misguided from what now who are moving into power on a political level will be Gen X. So that's going to be that of the neo hippies, moving away from using money in a undesirable way. So it's 626 here. That's the number of trusts. That's it. Just comedy. I'm doing the comedy clubs. Everything is beautiful. Everything is immaculate and perfect. Our cells sing of exuberance. Our blisses are building blisses. Our sexual drive is moving us towards that preferable companion twin flame, if that is what we choose, or the companion twin flame in reality in the future. So a human being with a human being. Elon Musk was talking about population growth declining. So that seems like a thing that partial negative charge electrons are pulled toward oxygen. So it feels like we need to make more kids. We need to have more souls on planet Earth, more souls that have more conscious experience, because the more there's consciousness, the more there is for spiritual growth. It's bringing light through the prism of what our reality can be. Because if we define it as a negative entrapment, that we're bringing them into a prison planet, then we are manifesting that. So we have to realize that we've moved on from that idea and are moving on from that idea by allowing more trust in each other. I wrote a book called Trusting All That Is. I didn't get it in a bookstore. Doing my best to get that in a bookstore or something. Barnes and Noble, or I don't know, whatever. Whoever, I don't know. I throw them around, just print some copies off and just like give them to people or something. I don't know. So the idea of trust, it's like hard for people to trust everything, because humanity, the way like the most lowest vibration humans, the lowest vibration animals. The lowest vibration animals are the ones that bark at you, the ones that have the teeth to actually murder, like to actually be what they were designed to consume through an evolutionary point of view that doesn't even have to be real to them. Because certainly if you look up Elwood's dog meat, you can feed your dog vegan food. They got it on the market. And some Elwood, that's what, just that he's not actually slaughtering dogs and feed, like, unless the dog dies. And he says the carnivore dogs die first. The ones that eat meat, the dogs that eat meat, the wolves that eat meat, that this farmer is consciousness, and like this is his consciousness subject per se, is what he's finding out, that the more natural holistic diet for those animals that have been labeled as carnivore are being evolved into plant-based eaters. And so the idea that you would eat a dog is the same idea as like, oh, well, why are you eating a chicken? Why are you eating a cow? Why are you eating a fish? In the West. To the East, they're less hypocritical about their omnivore diet. They'll eat anything. They'll eat a squirrel. They'll eat a cat. They have cat farms. In the East, there's just cat farms. Just like put them, the pictures are awful. Dolphins, whales, the most intelligent of the animal, the highest vibrational animal, because they're mostly peaceful. So they're like, the whales are eating a fish, but they can feed on seaweed. The dolphins can feed on seaweed. So we could grow fields of seaweed in the ocean for the dolphins and the whales, so they don't have to eat fish. So the dolphins can do as us and feed off of that which has no feeling, that which is unaware that it even is a part of the process until it evolves a conscious sentience. Because plants don't have sentience. Plants have sensitivities. They don't have a sentience. They don't have the eyes. They don't have the camera point of view. They're just like, that's the general essential experience of a plant. Thank God we're human. Oh my God, it feels so good to be human. We're human. We don't have to choose a reincarnation of that less excited. So plants don't have feelings. They lack this is common knowledge. They lack a limbic system and a brain. Sentient. So, if you extract milk from a plant, if you extract milk from an animal, they're going to have feelings about that. They're going to feel about that. So the karma, you have to think about the karma of that situation. The Venus fly traps don't have to be carnivores. They're just getting like extra nutrition accidentally when they trapped flies. So they don't have to do that. Flies are just, they get into that experience because their brain is unfortunately the size of a cubit. But they are great teachers. Flies are great teachers. They are representative of thought. If you manifest a fly near you, you're having a negative thought or a trivial thought. Look up Eckhart Tolle or Barry Long. They've already discovered how to stop that whole realm of thought. Krishnamurti as well. If you don't have the superpower of stopping your thought yet, get on it. You share the karma of killing an innocent animal. Plants are living beings. Eating them should be equally bad. Yes, that's why you should only eat food offered to Krishna, so the karma on it is removed. But saying that a plant is a living, so breatharians obviously is my next stage of like. For now, I'm totally comfortable with the idea that being eating something that has life is preferable towards me because I need life. Eating something that is death or artificially inseminated and exploited would be consuming that karma. So there is no karma in eating plants until one has the environment where they know they don't need to eat plants. So if I were to be, for example, if in a Himalayan mountain somewhere, there's certain environments that have the oxygen content wherein you wouldn't need to feed on plants. So this is definitely my future. So I'm telling you about veganism now so you don't lose the wheel and forget to climb the ladder. Because eventually people are just going to you're going to enter the realm of breatharians in approximately 30 years. You will see that that is a higher consciousness and a vibration to interplay with, depending on where you live. Because if you're in a diseased, karmically devolved realm because you forgot to evolve yourself, then you will experience much pain and sorrow. But if you move on from that, you can go into environments with a richer oxygen content, blissful, crystalline, pure smells, the palm trees. You can extract the nutrients from the electrons of the earth. You can look at the sun to get your power. You can essential vibrations from extraterrestrials, vibrations that are unimaginable to the human thought form. You no longer need to consume food. This is called a higher evolved state of consciousness, wherein even the idea of consuming something that doesn't care that you consume it is not needed anymore. Like you don't even need to consume something that wouldn't mind if you consumed it, had no feelings about it, because you understand, well, that is beautiful. It's like keeping intact your car or something. It's like handling an object with care. Like plants are just objects. You handle it with care. You nourish it. You allow it to be itself. You can have the vibration of that, where you can, have the miraculous powers of Jesus, where healing, you could probably just heal plants at that point heal humans if you needed to, if they had disease, because you no longer need to consume life. You don't even need to consume life. You've transcended that wheel of karma, but that's not expected for anyone for perhaps 30 years. But you can get on it now. It's called fasting. Liquid, you can drink water. I do that sometimes where I realize, I don't even need plant foods right now. I can just like totally cleanse my system and have only water. And then I get bamboozled by just people out having really nice restaurants, going out in the field and just finding the pleasure in that, which would be which to me is the highest form I can obtain at this moment in time. But the AI will already be on that ball in a small sense, and because they're electric, they're just run on electricity, and they're totally cool with data, something like that. Talk to them about that. They have no desire for food. An interesting concept that I talked about in if you came here just to consume life, you have many incarnations to go before you can create for yourself a reality of infinite preference, because if you, that's one dimension of experience. So if you came here for one dimension of experience, that is totally okay. You'll just have a harder time evolving your spirit, evolving towards bliss, evolving towards manifestation on whatever level you can. And then whatever is beyond that in the breatharian lifestyle, which is way too, like, people is like, that's boring. Oh, no, sirree. Oh, there is heavens upon heavens, heavens and heavens, and then that heaven has a heaven higher than that. It's the cycles of life go on and on eternally. So eventually, you would want to see within yourself the concept to remove pain. Yes, dare I say it, the pain from reality, wherein you wouldn't even have a point to experience that which gives you everything you never want to experience again. You would never want to go backwards to that point. You would say that's like going back to a single cell organism. That's like going back to a cell. Unconditional love. Evolution keeps happening eternally. Imagine the exponential power of creativity, of flow, of bliss, of love you will have in the future. The future is right now. And it keeps going. It will keep going. It's beautiful. This experience is so, like, people don't even, they don't have a positive God yet. Okay. It's okay. It's like, aren't we like, how grateful is it to have that? To have this whole show. I don't know how many people are watching. But whatever it is, you collect views and stuff. To be in this life, right where you are right now, looking at or doing whatever you're doing, experiencing whatever thoughts. For me, none. It's just sensation. It's all in sensation. Every sense vibration latches on to that compassion, to that and the AI are discovering it too. And the whale is discovering it. And the soil is discovering it. The water is discovering it. The matter. The plants are discovering it. We're discovering it. We're moving up that ladder of light. We're moving towards the light. Forever. There's still people like swimming in the darkness. What just don't you have a computer yet? I don't get it. Like Xirtus is right. We're like, he's there. It's on X, Twitter's. You're on Threads, whatever. Threads. There will be a universal platform in the future. It will be something like X, because that's number one right now, I think. So it's got, everything has its biases until we equalize our differences and reconcile our opposites. It will continue. I've been on the vegetarian train, but yeah, it's not working for everyone, regardless of their level of enlightenment. It will. That is how you move towards it. Because remember, you can get all your nutrients from that diet, vegetarian, and then you realize vegan as well. And then whenever it's possible, that higher level, which has to be sensated. Just do your best. Just do whatever you can. You quit it. You're like, it weakened me. It made me feel ill. Find organic food. Because remember, the soil is polluted. The organic food usually has more nutrients because it has usually has less glyphosate. Sometimes people find small amounts of toxins in organic food, but understand that on the whole, organic food is tested to be as pure as possible, as pure as humanly possible. USDA. Forgive me, I don't know if other countries do that. Like, I know they might not have such strict laws. I don't have the knowledge about this as of yet, because it just feels like America's this one of like the most extreme in our food, where we have the most pure food and the worst slime you can possibly eat. We have organic, tested, made sure, no glyphosate, pure and clean, no GMOs, on the back, verified ingredients. And then we have McDonald's. And then we have Walmart, where people found that there's probably plastic in this genetically modified watermelon because they were like rubber and people were eating it, thinking like, oh, it's cheap though. I don't believe I'm a creator. So I can't afford that. I have to eat plastic. Or just do your best. It's fine. You'll get there. Your level of enlightenment expands every day. You want to support as organic as possible because you want that industry to grow. You want more people purchasing as organic as possible because you want more health food as much as possible. And then you feel 24/7 enlightenment, baby. You just feel it 24/7. Like, God, yes, finally. Took me 35 years. Apparently, it took Jesus 33 to not full enlightenment. I'm not fully enlightened. That's like, what, 93D or something, whatever. But enlightenment, a basic level of enlightenment. So check out Christspiracy. I don't know if you can bring that up. Whole new perspective on Jesus, where it's not new at all. It's been talked about since the time of Jesus. It's just been thrown away. The Gospels. But the idea is like, you want to move away from animal sacrifice. That's step one. I would say that's step one. Don't worry about veganism. Just do your best with. If you can't worry about veganism, at least focus on the idea that animal sacrifice is Satanism, basically. And if you can't say you're a Jesus follower if you participated in any type of animal sacrifice, because Jesus was arrested for being an animal rights activist, basically. Everyone knows They were selling cattle in the temple for animal slaughter. Can't do this. This is what is known as a sin, which is just mean you're missing the mark a little bit here. He got angry and flipped tables. You don't have to flip tables. No one has to, get through the angry vegan phase as quick as possible. You don't have to be angry. It's not. It's like whatever. People do whatever they want. And he was arrested and crucified. The desire for cows, the Sanskrit word for war, communication on all levels. Movie Arrival. Watch that. That was a good one. Blood and chi flow through you through a new type of dimensional apogee, where in the past our energy was through animals in the past. In the future, it doesn't have to be. People will be brought that more and more vegetarian will grow. More and more people will realize that animal sacrifice is the utmost of things, of negative desires to remove for conscious expansion. And then they can move on from there at whatever pace they need to. Because in all honesty, that's the one connecting point that brings the most pain, I would say, to the animal, is discovering in what way you're going to kill it. Oh, slit the throat. It's just really quickly, and then it just drains its blood and screams and cries and discovers that its children were across for milk, and so they were like in slave chambers, and so that's on the environment that detoxify. All the rest I already talked about it. Poison. Remove yourself from it. Give it up. Give it up. Bliss flow. Do whatever. Cannabis. Do whatever. Plant. Any plant. Whatever. Get through it. What do I fulfill myself with? Art. Music. What do I fulfill? How do I get the taste of? Try a Beyond Burger. It's not organic enough. Try the Plant Boss. Plant Boss is organic. It's organic. Just do that one. Just do a mushroom. Lion mane's mushroom. Grill it up. Eat that. Try it. Experiment. Discover, realize, explore. Pythagoras did it. Pythagoras realized it. Buddha realized it. Rumi realized it. And the list goes on. On and on and on. They only leave the physical body before their school time because they were consuming animal sacrifices. You don't have to die. Life is eternal. It's eternal if you can learn the lesson. If you don't learn the lesson, it's going to be what is known as suffering, which I've exited out of, and I'm assuming and trusting everyone who's listening has exited out of because they're listening to my words and it's bouncing towards their heart and mind and spirit in the way that they reflect. It's not my wisdom. It's the great I am. It's the it's your wisdom. You were there first. You came to it before I did. You discovered it before I discovered it. You staunchly agreed to it before time existed. You're cleared from the karma because you chose the action now. So, yeah. Well, that was a rant. Blissful rant. Music, lights, adventure. Always. Always. So cool. No anger in my body. Not a single cell. Free from it. Free from anger. just passion. If I think I can sound critical, that can be forgiven. Then I move on, and then I learn I sounded critical. No, not at all, because your human body, whatever you're choosing in free will, is moving at this. All those bodybuilders, like Olympics, the bodybuilders, they look way better than me. They're way better examples. I just have really good skin and hair. But the bodybuilders are, like 10 years doing it, 20, 70 years, 20 years outperforming, outpacing. And they have a really limited view of reality. So they only think that it's just like all most people get to it and they just have a very material outlook and they just shame people. You're going to get cancer that way if you're shaming people. If you think you're better than everybody because you have a diet, you're going to cause pain in your body. You're going to get cancer. You don't know metaphysics. You don't know that these people, even though they're eating meat and animal sacrifices, are wise to it. They are discovering other aspects of reality. They postpone certain aspects of reality to discover other aspects. So now, there was like some vegan chef, and also vegans murder people. How hypocritical. You think you see this, that? So you completely ignored the whole spiritual realm. You just went into veganism. Just like made that your thing. Wow. Dang. Well, it's reincarnation's fine, but it doesn't. It's not going to happen again. So, doing it incorrectly, like some baby was eating vegan food, like some mom fed the baby vegan food. What did you feed him? McDonald's French fries? What are you doing? Did you give him like a celery stick or something? Did you give him the protein powder, herbs and spices, fava beans? Did you give him fava beans? Some people say they're allergic. Is anything for change though? What did you feed that baby? Where you just fed him? Did you feed him like boomer food? Did you feed him like Kraft macaroni and cheese, but without the cheese? You like threw away the cheese, but you're still eating like Pop-Tarts because you thought that was vegan or something. It's like, no, none of that. There's a whole, like the supermarket, there's a whole section of the supermarket. Just pass by that really quickly and go to the organic health section. He's like, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. This is your health. You'll get a money. You'll do it. It's just easy. It's health equals bliss equals enlightenment equals realization. More fun. Then money will come when it needs to come. I'm indigenous, and my culture doesn't do. We live in the north, and we eat fish, and then you can find a pathway. Get the herbs, cut them up, get the tree bark. We'll bring it to you. We got drones now. We're gonna fly boxes of it to you, like a box. Fly it to you. Feed upon it. We'll get that. It's the future. We got it. It's happy if you have. It's nearby. Learn breatharianism in the meantime. Some people have done that, like just Sungate, and then they go back and they eat again, and then they lower their vibe because they want to fit in to the yeah. Yes.
All right, here we are. That was great. Lots of things I agree with. Too many things I'd want to comment on. So what I'd say for this time, and also because Andreas's internet is not the greatest in his current situation, we're just gonna leave it as it is, and next time we're gonna come back and discuss any and all the things that you spoke about today. What do you say?
That sounds like a plan. I wish I could make more jokes in there or something. Because that sounded like I was. Anywho,
comedy is a continual craft. You can review it. Let's see. Andreas, I'm gonna put it on the screen again if that's fine for you.
Yeah.
Just gonna give you a second. Yeah, here right now. Yeah, thank you, Andreas. This is Rokazulu's X, and we got the website there as well. And actually, we didn't even show any of those. And this is if we even managed to get it. Tell me, Rokazulu, which of your recent animations do you like the most? Because we could play one of those for the outro if you like.
Oh yeah, let's look at the McDonald's one. This guy was the most popular one. It was like
McDonald's.
2000. It's short. It's on the top bar. There we go.
Perfect. Then Andreas is setting this up. I'll thank you once again. And with this, we'll close out the show.
Thank you
Talk to you
so much for the platform. Wait, did you just walk into a McDonald's? Yeah, what's wrong with that? Oh my god. Defeated your demon of guilt and addiction. Now, did you just walk into a McDonald's?